Hello, this is your host Akhil Navluri, and welcome to the very brand new episode of the TechoSpace podcast series. In this podcast episode, I'm super thrilled and honored to welcome an eminent and prominent industry leader of the IT space, Mrs. Nadzeya Stalbouskaya, who happens to be based out of Warsaw, Poland, and she's the technology lead of the company IAG Transform. So, Nadzeya, it brings me an absolute pleasure to welcome you to this podcast initiative of mine. So, Nadzeya, how are you doing? And why don't you introduce about yourself to our audience in depth?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm fine. Today we have so sunny morning, and I have a great mood. Thank you so much. If we talk about my journey and industry, I think that it is so interesting, and it was no lion but international experience. Yeah, because generally I have so classical technical education as a programmer. I'm a magister technical science. I studied at university in Belarus, Belarus National Technical University. From some years, I studied at the university at Warsaw, but I studied the special diplomacy courses. I think that for me it is so interesting. But if we talk about my experience, I started working as a PHP programmer, and I spent a lot of time to writing code, creating different websites, systems, something like that. And step by step, for me, it was more interesting working with different type of task, not only technical, but something more connecting with manager task too, and more communication with stakeholder. And
All right.
yeah, I remember one a funny story where I was one interview, and we told, and someone told me that, oh, you too ambitious, but for this role, and we can try. Started doing something else, and I think it's so great for me. And step by step, I started working as a technology lead. It is some sphere that I need to manage a lot of different technologies that we have, but it is so closely with architecture, technology architecture, enterprise architecture, a lot of collaboration with other stakeholders.
All
And
right.
now for me, it is so interesting, and I inspiring my work.
Amazing, amazing, Nadia. That's a pretty interesting journey. Now, Nadia, talking about your journey, I'm pretty much interested to know about like how would you, narrate or let's say give a timeline about your journey in the IT space.
Oh, it is so interesting and difficult questions. Yeah, because if we talk about IT, everything so flexible. Yeah, and
Mhm.
we need to create it different different process. We need to plan our solutions. Yeah, but on the other hand, we must be so flexible. Yeah, understood that maybe we need to start to implement something else, something our customers would like to get new experience working with. I don't know, special application, for example. And for me,
Right.
it is so interesting, but difficult too. Yeah, because we need to be ready every time.
I know. I totally understand. Now, I mean, like, what was the hardest application, or let's say the challenging kind of a use case that you were given in your IT journey? I mean, do you have anything that you would like to share with our listeners?
Oh, connecting with some difficult. For me, maybe the most difficult process was connecting with our transformation process and
Okay.
transfer any information from different servers or information with different vendors. Yeah, because I work at IAG Transform International Airlines Group, and we can stop our process, yeah, but we
Okay.
need to upgrade our system, improve this working, yeah. And for me was the most interesting and difficult planning some phase to transfer information from one server to other. It was, I don't know, thousand billions information or maybe more,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
And we need to save all information. All our process must to continue working, and It was challenge, yeah, because it was so close communication with our stakeholders, our colleagues, our vendor from old server, new server, support group. We have some crucial situation because it is normal for this process, but we need to fix it so fast. And it was for me the most interesting experience.
Right. I mean, such experiences, they become really memorable once you look back at them. Back then, you'll feel that they're very challenging, or let's say, it's a very tough place to, be in. But
Yeah,
once you just recall them, they become so priceless.
yeah, it's true.
All right. That's amazing to know. Now, Nadia, would you like to, talk about your current stint, or let's say your current stint with your company, IAG Transform, as a technology lead? And would you like to, share that with our listeners?
Yeah, sure. But maybe I start with a short introduction connecting with my company, yeah, because it will be easy understood some process. IG
Right.
International Airlines Group that include a lot of different company and brand connecting with airsphere. For example, British Airways, Iberia Express, Air Vueling, Level, Vueling, IG Airport, IG Transform, IG Artificial Intelligence, IG Cargo, a lot of other companies that we have.
Right.
Yeah, and I working with some new our operational company, IG Transform, but maybe 1 month ago I working at GBS. now now
Okay.
we're working with
Okay.
more transformation process, and my area it is working with our technology for our group of company and some technology connecting with only IG Transform, yeah, because we have a
Okay.
lot of different level for using.
Right.
And my responsibility it is working with our technology from the different side. I working as a technology architecture too, yeah, because we need to create it some strategic role, like creating blueprint, mapping, connecting with our technology application. But at the same time, I need to implement different solution for our enterprise architecture level too. It is, something connecting with strategy level. Yeah, because we have some information from our business strategy, and we need to prepare the best solutions, technical solutions, and present it to our business stakeholders and get approved for that. It started working. And for example, we're working with our different system and collect information in service now. I think that a lot of people know this big system that we can working with our support grouping and working with our architectural level, project level too. For that, it is one part of my responsibility to, for example, I started my position that I analyze uh, 100 and more business application and service now, and I analyze relevant information level, correct stakeholders, correct matching with all our system. It is so difficult working because we need to have so clear system, yeah, that as a result, our high level stakeholders need to click only one button and get a great diagrams or some structures how everything works.
Exactly, exactly. Now, talking about, you just gave me the examples of, IAG Transform is with the British Airways, with Iberian Airlines, then with the cargo, with different departments. So, I have this curiosity to ask you, Nadzia, that like, is that the same type of backend technology that is used by different departments, or the technology keeps on changing, like backend technology like Python or let's say low code, no code technologies? Like, what is the backend technology here?
Oh, great questions. Again, it depends because for different company, they have different, requirements for software too. If we talk about, for example, financial system, yeah,
Right.
and sometimes we must use third level application for us. It is one part of our work. But we have some software that we implement and IG2, and we use really a lot of different technologies that it best of the best for implementation, connecting for our solution. But general, we use Python. We're working with AWS. yeah, and so
Okay.
big infrastructure. We use
Right.
a lot of different database, yeah, because we have some strict level connecting with working with data, because for us it is so important that all information must be secure from the different sides. Cyber
Absolutely. Yeah.
security,
Yeah.
um, our is some security in our company too. It is so important for us. And but from my side, the most interesting for me is that everything should be developed by our enterprise requirements. Yeah, connecting with different part, how we need to use it, what information will be transferred, which department will be used, it, different company. Because for us, for example, is most important some questions where we save our information. Yeah, which country will be stay this service from AWS to? Yeah, because we have different classification, we're working with different company. And for example, if our application work with uh, the USA, yeah, some service must be placed in this country, something like that. And it is so difficult to explain some short list because we don't have this short list. But I would like to focus that we need to focus on our requirements, and security. It is the most important for us.
Exactly. For every organization, I feel, the security point of view is the crucial one. Without
Yeah.
security, it's very difficult to, get around the things.
Yeah, and based on that, we would like to use, best of the best solutions, something modern. Again, we have a lot of process to transform or upgrade the last version, because if we talk
Yeah.
about, for example, SAP product, yeah, because a lot of different SAP products we can use. For us, it is so important to use the last version because it is the best variant from security part for using
Yeah.
artificial intelligence technology, use something connecting with SSO, for example, access to our employee, and some security access to our vendors if we need to transfer this information. I think that today it is so important for everyone and for our company too.
Exactly, exactly. That completely, sums up the point for me. Now, Natzia, like, if I would just like to ask you this, like, what are your roles and responsibilities of being an architecture depth advocate, and how would you like to explain that role and about that designation to our listeners?
Oh, thank you for these questions. I really like it because, generally, if we talk about some people, they start talking about technical depth. Yeah. And if we start find any information about it, we can find a lot of books, articles, a lot of specialists who are working with technical depth. And it is so important. But uh, I work in so closely with architecture, and I understood that we have some architecture depth too. And if we start find any information about it, we can find only any articles posted in LinkedIn, and maybe that's all. We don't have a lot of information, yeah. But I would like to prepare some simple example, yeah, that everyone can understand it better. My analogy, it is something that we have house and a city. Yeah, image
Hmm.
that we are living in a house. And now we need to imagine this house based in some big city. And
Okay.
if we talk about technical debt, it
Hmm.
is something like as a house. Yeah, and if we talk about technical depth, we can have some issue with material that we use, some temporary solutions, or some temporary furniture can stay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Right.
we can fix it. And maybe one person or one team can fix it, and so fast.
Hmm.
It is some our local issue. But if we talk about architecture, it is something like a badly planned city. Yeah, we
Hmm.
can have amazing house with best of the best solution material, something like that. But if we have any issue with a road that we don't connect to some houses, yeah, or maybe
Hmm.
fire trucks can't go to this house if we have some issues, or maybe we understood that we have general problem with our electricity in our city, and one team can fix it. Yeah, it is so big pictures of mistake that we don't have any standards. We don't have or we can have some duplication of system with different technology, for example, poor integration, something like that. And it is architecture that it is some that we have some issue with strategy, but it is normal. It is
Yep.
a normal, and my work, it is that we need to understand what is it architecture depth. We can fix it, and to our roadmap we need to have sometimes, for example, 10 process that we will support our architecture depth and fix it. Yeah, because we shouldn't spend all our time for that. It is not relevant for every company, but it
Yeah.
is so important for us because I remember situations that we can find maybe 10 or 15 independent solutions applications that were not added to our ServiceNow system. Yeah, it is strange, but it is normal because the system work amazing. We implemented them 5 years ago and everything was okay, but our architecture team, we doesn't have any information about it, and it is some example connecting with our
Yeah. Yeah.
architecture devs. We add this information about this system to a service now, and we fix one from our architecture devs. And I think that big company, enterprises, they need to remember about it, fix it, control it, and because if I talk about great strategy and great architecture strategy too, we can save a lot of money. Yeah, a lot of resources that we need to spend for say for example duplication information. It is some a lot of gigabytes and maybe more.
Right. I mean, Nazi, I just love the way you explained about, the architecture, I mean, depth advocate point of view, like, in terms of a city and, the houses. I really love the example. And actually, that actually struck a chord with me. And I will lifelong remember this particular, this piece of advice or,
Amazing.
this explanation. And I'm sure our listeners also would definitely resonate with this on that aspect. Now, heading on for the next one, Nadia, like, Nadia, would you like to, talk about your expertise, let's say on the lines of, the enterprise architecture, the technology architecture, then SAP, and along with that, the digital transformation. Now, I'm just going to, stack these four things together. And how would you, categorize them on an implementation level, like the four of them?
Yeah, super. It is so amazing that you add extra information connecting with different level. Yeah, because it is so important. Yeah, because
Yeah.
again, different company can working with different standards and structure. But if we talk about IG and my personal experience, we have three level. It is some enterprise level and enterprise architecture. It is something for strategy level. Strategy level all, for all enterprise that we have. The second level, it is some domain level or product level. It can be different naming, but it is something that's focused on only for some group of application. For example, financial application, HR application, procurement application, cybersecurity application, something connecting with risk, yeah, because we need to control it in working. And it is some different group of products that we need to working. And for this domain level, we need to have some strategy model because it is more specific, yeah. We need to have sometimes different standard because if we talk about only with SAP product, we need to use some standard for SAP. We shouldn't create something new. And the third, it is some solution level, yeah, how we need to implement our everything, yeah, how our strategy start working for this application, for our domain, how this application we start working with other application from this group, and the first level, how everything will work correctly, yeah, because in the real life we need to match a lot of different applications, yeah, send information.
Exactly.
Yeah, for example, yeah, we can working with our financial, but we need to create, for example, access to our employee who can working with it. Yeah, that we need to save this information, our private information, our employee, our customers, our financial, everything should be safe. And for us, it is so important. And as a result, everything should be modern, must be modern to do it, so flexible, and everything it is everything is doing, yeah, transformation doing every time, and we cover everything. I saw that our system must working every day, every minute, yeah, because our flight continue working, airports working again, and we need to control it, yeah, with something transform. We need to start, for example, from test environments, yeah, and only if everything work correctly, we need to go to other steps and upgrade our production environments, for example. And I remember some interesting situations that we working with our SAP team, and we have great collaboration. The next point, we have collaboration with business level. Everything was okay, but from the some days we understood that sub team can communicate with business, yeah, because they talk for
Hmm.
different languages, yeah. Sub team
Right.
prepare special artifacts, different diagram, technical diagram, something like that, and people can understood why we need to do that because we have some strategy model, and we started working together. Yeah, architecture team, sub team, and business team, and we prepared different diagram, illustration, uh,
Right.
created some our process, business operational process, technical operation process, and when we created all this level, all our team can work together, and based on that we so fast implement our solutions and improve all our steps.
That's amazing, Natsya. Now talking about, you just told that, there, I mean, you just gave the example, or let's say you just highlighted one point stating the procurement industry, or let's say the procurement side or the department. Now, I'll just give you a use case. Like, how are you able to, implement SAP to that of procurement? Like, how do they go hand in hand?
um, it is so interesting point here because again now from my perspective we don't have some ideal solutions that we can start using in implement because different team would like to get different information. They have specific background for working for that, and the best variant that we start with collecting information, yeah, that current situation, I mean, uh, prepare so simple list what we need to fix. Maybe uh, top three of point that it is the most important for us. Based on that,
Hmm.
we started analyze different type of solutions that we have. Yeah, because I saw that we have so long list with different operational company, and sometimes other company have solution for that. Yeah, but we don't have any information about that because again, it is some
Right.
local solutions that we have, and we analyze it. And if we start something using, we will use it, yeah, because today some reusable, it is a so important point for our rules. But if we need to implement something specific, for example, procurement need to communicate with a specific SAP product, we start analyze how we can match it. Because if we talk about so popular system, they have typical connectors. But if no, we started working with our automatization team and we create this connector, yeah, that will be
Right.
done
Okay.
connecting with all our requirements that we have. And it is
Okay.
again some mix with technical solutions and some non-technical team.
All right. That's good. I mean, I'm really like, I was completely blown by the fact that, both like SAP and, the procurement side is getting connected with such a good aspect and a framework. Now, Nadia, now, I mean, we were just talking about your expertise. Now, adding an extra layer to your expertise, I just wanted to understand, like, how are you able to balance your technical expertise and along with that, influencing the stakeholder decisions with excellence? And having said that, the other stint of yours, or let's say the side hustle of yours, like, what exactly pursued you towards the public speaking side?
Oh, thank you for these questions. Uh, if we talk about only the first part of this question, connecting with balanced technical experience and communication with stakeholders, it is only experience, yeah, because a lot of different people, a lot of different departments, specific requirements, specific background. Uh, but I think that today, best of the best solutions that we can use, it is visualization, and everything should be so simple. Yeah, if we can present it only three blocks, we presented only three blocks. Yeah, without extra information, because
Yeah.
people from business side would like to get more information about maybe budget strategy and something
Yeah.
specific connect with that. People who will work in this system, for this part of our colleagues, it is the most important that this application should be user friendly, so easy. This application must automatization a lot of part of this working, something like that. Yeah, people from cybersecurity team about ask about different standards, security specific, and something like that.
Yeah.
And now we have some clear process how we need to do. We prepare some templates, what we need to present it to different part of our group, and some part of our solution can work with this templates. It is great. Yeah, but again, now we have a lot of different transform process, and some process is unique, really unique, because we need to analyze information that our company collect maybe 10 years ago, transform it and continue saving, for example. Yeah, it is some unique information. But the second part of your question that I like more, it is connecting with some public speaking. I like these activities too. And from
Mhm.
my personal experience, the first, it is my page in LinkedIn. Yeah, I really would like to analyze new standards, you approach to different parts of our working, connecting with architecture, database, business communication, something like that. The second part, I write some articles in the different
Okay.
portal, yeah, because for me it is so interesting too. And public speaking, yeah, because it is so important, because sometimes it
It
is
is.
so difficult explain explain what is it, yeah. And sometimes if it is some so close technical audience connecting with enterprise architecture, I can use more technical words, some base information, they know it. But sometimes I working with business stakeholders, and I need to explain my topic for this part. And again, I need to use some diagram, maybe meme from internet, or creating this meme, because some analogy that
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
money, not only solution, something like that. And it is
Yeah.
so interesting. I think it is great experience. And today it is one point that today we have, online and offline conference or some events.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it is interesting too, because if we talk about some speaking online, it is one style. Speaking offline, it is something different. Yeah, we need to more communicate with our audience. Great point that we need to have some activities, some asking voice, hand up with, if you know this issue, something like that. And I think today it is great skill, yeah, because soft skill that we need to have, that we need to analyze a big topic and start explain as a short post, or maybe middle articles, or working with our speaking.
Exactly. Speaking actually makes a lot of, a lot of difference. If your verbal communication is very good, and I mean the business understands it, you need to understand based on the department, like what exactly do they require, the information. If you speak tech language with the business team, they'll not quite understand that. You need to speak in simple, simple normal English, or let's say what we actually speak to them, and that's how the, things, make up the point for that. Now, Nadia, like you just gave me an example that you write articles. Like out of all the articles which you have written, like what is that article that you would like to recommend our listeners to have a look at?
Oh, I would like to recommend all my articles. Yeah, it is true. But
Wow.
no, it is some part of my job. Yeah, because I think that our audience shouldn't read all articles that I created, because I I have articles for different audience. Yeah, and for example, if we talk about some women in tech specific, yeah, I understood that I focus on for some issues that will be interesting for this audience, yeah. But if I start public something for enterprise architecture professional journal, it is some topics that should be interesting for everyone, and only
Yep.
for people who has high level enterprise
Exactly.
experience or some part of education, yeah. And
Yep. Yep.
maybe I would like to recommend it, my post, architecture for reuse, and why platform thinking is something new for enterprise architecture. It is my article from that was published Enterprise Architecture Professional Journal. I think that it is not only about architecture part that we have. It is something that we shouldn't think of the box. Yeah, now we have some standards, it is okay, but sometimes we need to focus on something different, and understood what is platform for business, for business stakeholder, for uh, data team, for cybersecurity team. It is something different, but if we would like to implement something, we need to focus on that, yeah, and use new technology for that. I hope that someone read it and it will be so interesting.
Definitely, definitely. And I'm going to share the link also with my listeners once, once the podcast comes out, and they'll definitely have a complete look over it, and they would, go into your world, especially, and about your opinions from that point of view as well. Yeah. So,
Amazing, thank you.
exactly. And I'm also the first person. I'm also very keen to, read a lot of articles, because I'm a person who reads a lot of books, and, about a lot of tech stuff also nowadays. So so definitely I would like to, have a look at it myself again.
Oh, super.
That's amazing, Nazia. No, Nazia. Now, I just want to understand, like, what is your take on, let's say, the development of data and AI innovation in the current IT industry? Like, how do you see the wave taking over for that?
Oh, great question. I started that I really love artificial intelligence. It is my friend and my so smart assistant for every day. But when I start working with artificial intelligence as a resources for my working, I mean, not help me read some email, something that we need to implement with system, that AI, it is some part of our architecture. I understood that artificial intelligence without architecture, it is just how that we need to improve and scale. Yeah, the first, we need to improve everything that we have. Today, we have a lot of different data that we use, that we collect, that we're working with it, and we can have, different standard for this date, different, I don't know, place for saving, something like that. And for this variant, artificial intelligence can help us, and we can help it. And it is so pity, because I think that the most important that everyone and business need to understand, that we need to implement artificial intelligence only for saving. Oh, our company is so modern and we use artificial intelligence. We need to prepare the best area with so clear process, clear structure, that artificial intelligence can start working, understood simple algorithm, and improve it, or help working with it every day. Because I think that if you talk about our future, data and artificial intelligence, it will be the most important point for us, because we have a lot of information that we must save. It can be, I don't know, my photo, my email and my some architecture artifact that I created every day. All information that is so important for us, and we need to continue working with that. But working with this process so clear that everyone can continue working with that. Yeah, and I really like implement new solutions with new system because it is so easy implement. But if we talk about optimization on transformation process, yeah, the first we need to finish process of optimization, analyze it, and start using our artificial intelligence. I think it is the most important point that everyone need to understood that today we have amazing perspective for using super technology, so
Exactly.
great
Yeah.
AI agent. Yeah, but the first we need to understood that everything is clear for this base of information with our group of application, because only for that we can get great result, and we show us as a professional persons, yeah,
Yeah.
and business can so fast understood that everything work correctly and understood budget that we can save, yeah, because only for this variant we will have great result for all our stakeholders.
Exactly, exactly. Now, I mean, adding to the artificial intelligence point, Natzia, in your experience, which industry or let's say department do you think that AI is most needed? Like, do you think it's the public sector, or do you think it's the private sector, or do you think it's the, let's say the chemical industry? Like, which one do you feel AI can be the most applicable for?
Mm, Interesting question. I think that from our department, the best using for automatization something and analyzing, yeah, for some process that it is so clear for us, because artificial intelligence can work with some process that we for some routine, some process that it is so clear that we can manual, I don't know, copy paste transfer for one system, check everything is safe or no, something like that. And maybe not, it is something not connecting with department, it is something more connecting with our process, as if we understood that it is some typical tasks that we need to do every day, we can use artificial intelligence, so easy for us. But if we understood that some process is unique, unfortunately, today artificial intelligence can help us. But on the other hand, I really like that a lot of big system create special agent AI for working. AWS, ServiceNow, subsystems start using artificial intelligence too. And our for my KPIs, when I analyze new system or new technology, one of my KPIs it is can we use artificial intelligence with this system? Yeah, the system can default solution for using, or maybe a good API that we can match with our artificial intelligence and agent or not. And it is so interesting today because biggest uh, biggest part of our routine we can automatize, and we do it. And I hope that other company too.
Definitely, definitely. I think after hearing your podcast, probably many people will understand this and they'll, let's say, inculcate that in their day-to-day practice when they're actually, doing the hands-on for AI. I'm pretty sure on that.
Yeah, I hope to.
Absolutely. So now, I just wanted to understand, Nazia, like, how is I mean, what's your view on the sales process that is happening in your organization at at IAG?
Um, if we talk about a sales process, it is so interesting, yeah, because we're working with a lot of different company. I think maybe 75, something like that. We work with different tax area, yeah, because one country can have some different tax requirements for us. And it is so difficult and interesting process for us, yeah, because we have some standards that we have in our company, but different country has different standards too, and we have so big project that it was invoices naming, that we implement these standards and solutions for different company step by
Right.
step. The first we implement our solutions, or we created some type of connectors that we have, and based on that we start implement that for different company, different areas, something like that. And it is, in general, we don't have one standards, but we transform all information from the different ways that we need to have and save in our company, that we need to send to governments, for governments, different company too. And it is so interesting because it is international level. Maybe if we need to implement something only for Poland or for UK, it will be so easy for us, because we can use one standard, one application, and that's all. But if you talk about international company, we must use some international solutions. But it is so interesting for analyzing, that sometimes we can talk about only sales. It should be so easy because we have internet shop. I can order new cosmetics or book, but in the real life, it is something different with a lot of different
Okay.
level that we need to working with only one invoice.
Yeah. I mean, you were just mentioning about something called international solutions. Like, would you like to, give an example on that? Like, what do you exactly mean by the international solutions?
Mm, it is something that that I told, that we implement some standard for our company. It is one level. The second level, that we're working with different company. It can be some private company or government company, and that company has some specific standard too. The next level we use with different government organization. It is some connecting with tasks, connecting with control, some financial process, something like that. And our solutions must cover everything, transfer data from the differences level. Everything should be safe because it is information about money, because it is some sale information. And for us, it is some universal solutions that cover all our process and all different variants that we can implement. In my dictionary, it is some as a international enterprise solution.
Apologies, Nadzeya. I mean, my net was just a bit out. So
Oh, it is
sorry for
normal.
that. Yeah,
It's
it's
happened.
normal now. Yeah, yeah. All right, then. Yeah. So you could just continue from there, like where I just, skipped out.
Okay, maybe I need to repeat my answer connected with different
Yeah,
level
yeah, yeah.
for
Yeah.
Okay, if we talk about our solutions connecting with international solutions or public or universal solutions, the first level of the first group, it is some format that we have of standards in our company. It is one level. The second, we're working with different company, private company, government company, and this company can have different standards too. And the third level, it is a government structure, something connecting with tax area of control of financial operation, maybe something like that, because again, a lot of company, a lot of different type of law. And we need to implement some solutions that will work correctly with all this level. All information, because it is sell invoice, something connecting with private information and our customers, our partner, financial information, that we safety with all high levels security standards transferred to our different company to one government taxes, something like that. And we need to find this information, transform this information, save this information, and send to one company or some government structure that can get this information and check that everything is correct and safe in some tax area or our some partner company, some partner airport, for example, safe for companies application and conform us. Yeah, and it is so easy, but again, we have a lot of different country, a lot of different company, and it is internet so interesting solution that everything should work correctly and safety too.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, that completely, explains the point and answers my question to that. Now, Natzia, like before we actually, conclude our podcast session, now let's take a lighter route. All this while, I was just, talking about your, I mean, let's say about your technical strengths, your expertise, about your journey, and about your company. Now, let's take a lighter route in the form of a rapid fire round, about your likes and interests.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
All right. So the first question to you, Natzia, like, what's your favorite football team?
Football team, maybe uh, Arsenal. I don't know.
Arsenal. Okay. All right.
No, really, I don't know some for football team, but I know that for some country it is so popular variant, and I think that it was so interesting to go to the real football, yeah, and feel all this emotional that we have as a big stadium for this playing.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean that kind of that fan rush is something else, when it comes to the football matches. I mean,
Yeah.
all right, that's amazing. Now, heading on to your next question, like, what was the last book that you read?
Oh, it was amazing book about data architecture. It was James Seller, defining data architectures, and it is some technical books, but it is amazing with great examples, great diagram, great explanation. And if someone interested in get more information about some data warehouse, data lake house, or data merge, I
Oh,
really recommend it. It is so great.
definitely. I think I'll be the first person to just have a look at that book. All right,
Yeah.
that's perfect. Now, heading on for the next one, like, what was the last movie that you watched?
Last movie. Uh, Great question, but I'm not sure that I remember correct name, but it was something. It's a dark about vampire. I don't remember the naming, but it's so funny. A comedy about vampire, something Dracula, something like that.
Horror comedy, I think I can say.
Yeah. Maybe we can continue, and I Google this name because it is so funny.
Surely,
Yeah.
surely that. So, okay. Now, since you're, based out of Poland, like, what is that Polish phrase or let's say quote that you would like to, make our audience aware of, or, that they should know that, this is a famous Polish phrase and, that they should know about?
Could you repeat, please? Because I Google it. I didn't catch the question.
So what I was trying to say is like since you're based out of Poland, like what is that
Yeah.
famous Polish phrase or let's say a quote that our listeners should be aware of, and that is only unique in Poland and that we need to be aware of?
Something unique from Poland. Oh, it is so interesting because why comments? Maybe it is something unique for this regional because something the same we generally have maybe in Czech Republic and Belarus, Ukraine. We can have something the same, but I fully recommended some Polish food because I know that that we have some, top of different food from different country. I know that Polish sernik, it is some type of dessert, and Polish pierogi, it is something with not only meat, with different meat, vegetables. It is small piece of maybe cake, yeah. It is I highly recommend it because it is some so specific for this regional. Yeah,
Okay.
and films that I watch. What we do in the shadows. It is some funny film about
What we
yeah,
do in the shadows. Okay, that's a very
yeah.
spooky name.
Yeah, and I remember something dark, something what we need.
All right. That's a very catchy but yet a spooky name anyway for a film. Anyway, that's pretty much funny. Now, like, what is your favorite Indian dish that you like to try?
Oh, Again, I have some a problem with naming, yeah, but it is I really like some dishes with chicken, not so spicy. Yeah, with
Okay.
vegetables and chicken. I remember it was something amazing, and I think it maybe some list of different food that it can be, yeah, from this list. But everything it is something amazing. I don't know how they can cook it, yeah, because vegetables and chicken I can cook too. No, I can't.
I mean, yeah, that's a I mean, a lot of dishes again in India. Every dish is something different. If you go to a different region in India, the taste, the spice level, everything changes, and we ourselves are very confused about it, and we are surprised at the same time.
Yeah. It is so interesting, but everything is delicious. I can understood how they can cook it.
Oh,
Amazing.
that really means a lot. And I mean, our Indian listeners also would love this kind of, I mean, an explanation, or let's say this kind of a comment coming from your end.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, like now, I mean, heading on to the last question, like, what is your favorite holiday destination?
Oh, I really like travel. I really like, and I prefer go to a hot sea, yeah, with a beautiful view, a lot of swim. But on the other hand, I really like art and museum. And some ideal variant for me, it is maybe some Greece or Italian that I can mix it, yeah, because
Okay.
maybe 2 days I can spend only on the sea, yeah, but the second day I can spend in some museum. For me, it is best of the best variant when I can match it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a pretty good choice. That's a pretty good choice again. Yeah. So, Nadzia, finally, thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedule and being part of my podcast initiative, the TechoSpace podcast. It was really, really an absolute honor having you being part of this, and I really had a great conversation with you. Reflecting on your journey, then talking about your expertise, about the views on SAP, how you're able to link it with procurement, and and I was really like spellbound by the fact that the technological the frameworks that IAG group, your company, that it is using. So really was completely blown by the conversation. So thank you so much again, Natzia.
Yeah, thank you so much because it is so interesting for me join to your podcast with you know that you have great topics, so long list with different speakers, different topic. Yeah, because today it is so important that we can get extra information about something new. Yeah, because we can save time to find information on the internet or ask ChatGPT what is today so interesting, and when expert from different sphere can something recommended and explain something, it is amazing. Thank you for your work, and thank for this experience for me joining for your podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nazi, again for being part of my podcast initiative, and thank you for your kind words. Actually, it really makes my day, and yeah, it makes me it gives me that confidence to do even much better from the further on. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
All
thank you
right.
once again.
All right. So, listeners, this is your host, Akhil Navluri, signing off. We would be back with another podcast episode with another eminent industry leader very soon. Till then, keep listening. Take care, stay tuned, goodbye, and au revoir. Thank you.